Hey everybody, FisherMN here. I'm on my Grand Rapids trip right now, staying in a nice Airbnb, relaxing between fishing excursions. Stay tuned at the end of the video. I'm going to announce the winner of the Super Clean products. Good morning everybody, Mike from FisherMN here. Low light conditions means we're getting out early. First solo trip of 2025, going for some bass to a favorite local lake. Let's see if we still know what we're doing. Let's go fishing. All right, let's take a walk out to the lake. Kind of like doing this first time I'm at a lake for the season. It is absolutely beautiful this morning. Looks like the water's kind of that mid-level. Last year, first time at this lake, it was kind of high. Can't wait to see what we find out there. Let's go get them. All right, we are on the water. I don't know if I can say we're in mid-season form, but we made it. Sun's up a little bit. Glad to be out. First solo trip in 2025. Coming out to a favorite lake to start the year. Nice small lake here. Just got back from my annual northern trip with my buddy Chad. We had a lot of fun. We had our thermal underwear on. It was freezing, so nice to be back here down by the city where it's nice and warm. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Got in the 50s up there. It was kind of a damp, cold rain, but we made it through. Actually, just to see, go into these lily pads, see if there might be anything working there. Got a new addition to the boat, which I hope I'll get a chance to show you sometime today. I'll keep it a secret until it's time to use it. Nice thing about this frog is you can just kind of run it over quick. See if anything kind of slashes at it. Try the back corner. We just move on kind of quickly. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's sling our first one in here. All right, not a tiny one. All right, here we go. First frog bass of the year. Well, I should say, first frog bass of the year down south in Minnesota. Nice fish. It's the fun part about frog fishing is that fish showed himself and then he came back for it. Like most of the lakes I try for bass, Nice average size in here. So that was a small one, but that was probably a 2-pounder. Great way to spend the morning slinging a topwater bait. Coming up on a spot I like for frogs, but wanting to cover water a little faster on the way. So I'm gonna switch over to a buzzbait. So there we go. I cannot remember the name of this buzzbait. I had a season where the buzzbait was going crazy and I bought a bunch of them. And I don't remember what one this is. So if I find it, I'll let you know if we do well with it. If we don't do well with it, you'll never see this footage. Got my Mojo yak rod with my Daiwa Steez 8.1 gear ratio reel. It's my usual chatterbait combo, but every once in a while I'll throw on something else with it. There we go. Moved it a little faster that time. Oh, I got a nice one. There we go. Ooh, fell right out. This guy is kind of long and skinny. All right, look at that guy. Slurped up that frog. Good to see that they're in a little bit. Nice fish. Maybe spawned out or something. Looks a little thin, but we will take it. Great fish. Well, it's 2 feet right here. And I'm guessing casting in towards shore isn't going to make it any deeper. I always kind of thought when I'm bass fishing that if there's fish in shallow, usually they're just not hanging out. Maybe if they're under a lily pad or something when the sun's up. But they're usually there to eat. So let's see who else is here to eat. Alright, we got a couple working in there. I remember last year, one of my first trips to this lake, all the way on the other side, there was some in shallow. There we go. So I'm pointing where I used to fish. That is fun when the bass are eating a frog shallow. There we go. That's a little guy, especially for this lake. There we go. This guy's fighting like a 5-pounder. All right, another chunky bass. There we go, finding a pocket of them. Good fish. All right, since you've seen me catch a couple, I've got my Legend Elite custom built Sankrai rod, along with a Zillion Daiwa 8.5 gear ratio reel. I've got Super Slick version 2, 40-pound test line, and of course, what's on the end of it, a Booyah Pad Crasher. Now with it being choked out here, not having a lot of success in, don't forget to make a cast or two out to where it's kind of loosens up a little bit. Sometimes the frog bite just moves out a little bit, even though the weeds are kind of under the surface. Coming up on some reeds. That's kind of what we had success with over in the corner behind me. So we shall go work those reeds and keep seeing what we can find. All right, battery change. Let's get in here, see if we can pick up a couple of fish. Got our nice reeds in here. Oh, I thought I missed it. There we go. Coming up on a favorite little point here. I thought I saw my frog disappear. Man, they're just kind of sucking it in. Nice. Usually expect the biggest fish to be living just off the furthest point. Kind of the prime time to ambush, kind of the prime spot to ambush something. All right, time to test that out. It's rolling right off that corner there. There we go. It's a bigger one. What do we got? Oh yeah. There we go. There we go. There's a nice fish. Stocky. Always get one in this area. Always. Not super long, but chunky. There's a nice fish. Stocky. Always get one in this area. Always. So, I mentioned I've got something new in the boat. Yes, I did. I splurged on a Bubba scale. So we're gonna see if we can get this thing weighed. Looks like we got 3.5. Early in the season, a 3.5 feels like about a 4.5. Good fish. Back it goes. Well, if we can kind of go down this line, pick up some like that, that would be great. They are not exploding on the frog whatsoever. They're just kind of slurping it in. Got a nice morning, kind of cool. The water is sitting at 67 degrees. So got some cool water, cool air temps, and bass willing to bite a frog. There's just the smallest line of clear right up against the reeds, which I might try to take advantage of so I can still use my drive. Usually it's a little bit of a bigger gap, but that's the thing, every year it's a little bit different. So even in an area like this that looks choked out, I always call it like a bass highway. There's always a bass highway close to the reeds. There we go. Took it like a big one. Another little guy. Future is bright on this lake. Just never know if it's going to be a 4-pounder or a 1-pounder. Other side of the lake. Before we get in shallow, I thought I'd fish my way in. One of my favorite kind of days. It's kind of like, I call it a cool mugginess, where the temperature is down, but it still has that muggy feel, and also overcast. Makes it super comfortable for fishing, and usually the fish bite on these kind of days, which so far has been the case. Looking at those reeds, but can't resist a lily pad field with the wind blowing in on it. There we go. Oh! Looked like a pretty nice one. Our first miss of the year on a frog. Gave us a nice jump. Oh, just had a feeling there'd be one in here. Let's see what's home at the old lily pad field here. First instinct is to chuck one all the way across it. I'll fish the back part of it first. That way if we catch a fish, we won't scare the other ones, if there's some more in there. The last one that I hooked, that came off, was right in the middle. Oh, there we go. This might be a netter here. There we go. That is a chunky guy. Sounds interesting. If you get them in quick, they are ready to go. Nice. There we go. Landed it right on a lily pad. This guy was there. Another fish in the boat. Fish on. Well, look at that. That is the biggest crappie I've ever caught on this lake. What in the world? Crappie on a jackhammer. Just never know. That's why you gotta keep throwing it out there. Finishing up a day on the water. Nice morning of fishing. Most fish coming on a frog. Probably caught close to 10. Not all monsters, couple of nice ones. Earlier in the morning, had kind of just a dead period here. Have a beautiful day today. Rain here and there, but nothing we can't handle. I love these overcast days. I love when the fish are aggressive on the frog bite. So I guess this is the let the open water season begin. I always tell my friends and some coworkers, I give everybody a head start until my job is done, and then I'm gonna catch up to all of you. So I'm gonna get out of here as much as I can. I appreciate you watching this video. I'll see you on the next one. Here's the video that's coming out tomorrow. We're just missing one piece. Our super clean winner. So at noon today, I looked to see who made comments on the video, and we have our finalists. We have Pagebers. I'm guessing it's Pa Gibbers. We have Lori Urjavac. We have Dwayne Gerbers, Paul Anderson, Craig Brackey, 777 Crepbo, Edgy Tech Guy, and Glenn Plojas. Sorry about the low light conditions. I'm just kind of throwing this in as I'm editing the video, but you know what? The main attraction is the winner. So I'm gonna spin it, and if your name comes up, all you have to do is send me your address at FisherMNcontest@gmail.com. I will reply to your comment with that information, and I'll also pin it to the comments on the video. There are some scams out there. If somebody's reaching out saying they're FisherMN, I'm never going to ask you for money. All you have to do is look at the pinned comment to see who the winner was. Plus, watch this video and then you know for sure. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. And our winner is... look at that. Craig Brackey, you got it. All you gotta do is send me your address and you're getting some super clean. Now for those of you who entered the contest and were really hoping to win, in a couple of weeks there's gonna be another super clean video and you'll have another chance. I really appreciate you watching the video and being part of this contest. Try out Super Clean. It really is a great product. Thanks everyone.